all going to have to sacrifice something.
At the end of the day, I'm out there. I feel good. I don't feel pain.
Don't get nervous now.
Are you ready? Hey, are you ready for this? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat?
Play fast, play random, play together.
Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust.
Antetokounmpo, he is dominating right now. Booker, long three-pointer. That's good. Devin Booker with a 7-footer right on him.
It's a 0-0 mindset for us going into Game 3. We know it gets rowdy in Milwaukee, but I think we're ready for it.
Milwaukee hoping they don't bite the dust. It's been a battle of the backcourts in this NBA Finals, but that battle has been one-sided by far in favor of the Suns. The combo of Devin Booker and CP3 has combined for nearly 50% shooting all over the floor and has scored 113 points. That's 46 more than the Bucks' backcourt of Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton, who are both in mini shooting slumps, getting paid a lot of money, and that's not what the Bucks want to see. So let's bring in Jalen Rose and Kendrick Perkins. And Jalen, what was your biggest takeaway from last night?
The offensive variety of the Phoenix Suns. In Game 1, it was basically about fast break points and points in the paint. And then in Game 2, it was about the three-point shot. They made 20 of them, and they got them in a variety of ways. Off of drive and kick situations, in transition, catch and shoots. They had the Milwaukee Bucks following the basketball the entire game. And one play in particular, when they passed the ball around 7 or 8 times, and Ayton ended up with the dunk. It was really impressive to watch. And also the struggles of Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton. You're going to need those guys to show up with Giannis and form a big three, because that's what the Phoenix Suns have been getting. Terrific play from Chris Paul, scoring and assisting. Same with Devin Booker, and then Ayton down low giving them balance. But also, what about the young players coming in giving them quality minutes? Cam Johnson has been terrific, shooting 46% from three. He's been knocking down this shot. Mikal Bridges, career playoff high, playing great minutes. So Monty Williams and his coaching staff has done a terrific job also of developing young talent.
And you mentioned that point in the second quarter towards the end, that exchange where they passed it 10 times. That was like a clinic for kids to watch about team basketball and just how effective it can be. Got you right there. Now, Perk, who must step up for these Bucks with this series heading back to Milwaukee for them to get back in it?
Well, you know what? The person that has to step up the most is Mike Budenholzer, and here's why. He has to put these guys in position to be successful. And when I say that, to Jalen's point, you look at Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton and Chris Paul. Monty Williams are putting these guys in position to be successful offensively. Mike Budenholzer isn't. You go back to the Atlanta series when they didn't have Giannis. We saw what Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday were capable of doing. Even in Game 1, we saw Chris Middleton. He was in this bag. He finished with 29 points. But when all three of those guys are on the floor together, for some reason they're not clicking. And I don't know if Budenholzer need to find a way to stagger their minutes, to either sub out Drew Holiday early, bring him in off the bench, but he has to find a way. Now, with that being said, Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton has to show up to the party. I mean, they're only getting paid $177 million, and one is getting paid $160 million. So you got to deliver in great fashion.
That's a lot of money.
But the most, like J. Rose. But Ryan and J. Rose, look, let me tell you something. The one thing that stood out to me is one team is happy to just be here, and the other team is on a mission to complete it, right? You look at the Milwaukee Bucks, and you hear all the post-game comments. You see Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday laughing. You hear Giannis saying, let's just have fun. We haven't been here since 1973. And then you look on the other hand, you look at Devin Booker saying, it's not over. The mission is not done, with a serious face after he finished dropping the 30-piece. So I'm looking at it, and this is why I always tell the world, it's a huge accomplishment to get to the finals. But you could get caught up in the moment of just being in the finals and not locking in to actually win the basketball series or a basketball game. So their mental, the Milwaukee Bucks, their mental has to be better.
But it's not all doom and gloom, big fella. Dario Saric is out. Craig got carried out. The Milwaukee Bucks have been down 2 games in this postseason. They were down to the Nets when KD were going crazy. Giannis is back playing. It's what a surprise. And he was terrific, and he was dunking all over them in that game. And so now that they're going back home, Middleton is distinctly better in these playoffs in home games, and he really struggles completely in losses. Drew Holiday will play better. Portis, a role player, is going to play better. Lopez is even going to play better, Big Perk. And the Milwaukee Bucks are going to go home. And remember, I told you this. And even this series, one game at a time. This is going to be a long series, big fella.
Okay. Wait. So Ryan, Jalen, let me ask you this. Let me jump in real quick. Can the Bucks still win this thing? Can they win this series? Will they win this series?
However, they're not going to be able to do it. Because 89% of the time when you lose the first 2 games, you're going to lose the series. So that's going to happen in Milwaukee. So Chris Paul going to get his ring this year. It's going to happen. But it's not going to be a sweep. It's probably not going to be 5. I still anticipate Suns in 6.
Okay, Perk, jump in.
Well, Jay Rose, we on the same page because I anticipated Suns in 6 as well. And look, you win at home, that's the first part of the job. You take care of home. And we all know that role players play better at home. Do I think Mikal Bridges is gonna go to Milwaukee and have 27 points like he did last night? Absolutely not. But I do think those corner 3-point shots that PJ Tucker been clanking off the side of the backboard, he's gonna make those. Brook Lopez is gonna anchor that defense. The crowd is gonna be rowdy in Milwaukee, and I'm with you, big bro Jay Rose. This series will get evened up.
Oh, I love it when you guys get together. Now, I got to get to this because I got to play a little game of over-under for Game 3. Let's get to the betting part of this. Okay, Perk, I'll start with you. CP3, over-under 22.5 points.
I'm going with the under. I believe Drew Holiday is going to show us why he's a first-team all-defensive player, and I think he's going to be addressing CP3 like the numbers on the house.
Jalen, let's talk Devin Booker, over under 28.5 points.
I disagree on that CP3 point because Bridges is going to be down. That means CP3 is going to be up. And that means so is Devin Booker. He still is a prolific scorer, guys. He's on a mission to be legendary. So, yes, both of those guys, in my opinion, are going over.
Okay, so Perk, I turn to the Bucks. Drew Holiday, over under 19.5 points.
I'm going with the over for Drew Holiday. He's been horrible offensively. He had some good looks at the basket early, just didn't finish them. He will finish those buckets at home. But I got to disagree with Jay Rose on the Devin Booker. We all saw what Kevin Durant did the first 2 games to the Milwaukee Bucks. And what happened? It was a PJ Tucker sighting. That's what's going to happen to Devin Booker when they get home.
Maybe we can agree on this one then. Jalen Rose, Giannis, over under 32.5 points.
I can't front. Y'all might have to give me the number to Caesar Sportsbook. Giannis might have that in the first half.
Ooh.
Okay? He gonna have like 25 in the first half. Definitely taking the over. He's been dominant.
Wow. Could you imagine if that happened?
I agree with him, Ryan.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah.
Well, look. Yeah. Everybody head to Vegas because the bets are in. Go ahead.
Because of their lack of size and with Ayton trying to play without getting in foul trouble, we saw last night Giannis could get downhill whenever he wants to.
Yep, he got 40. Why can't he get more? All right, guys, meanwhile on planet Earth, I want to show y'all this. Team USA men's basketball showcased their Olympic uniforms yesterday. Jalen and Perk, we got to get your fashion opinion. I don't know. I look at these. I think they're fire. What do you guys think of these uniforms?
I ain't mad at
You know
him.
what?
Go ahead, Big Perk.
Go ahead, Perk.
Go ahead. You know what? I'm going to leave this one to Jay Rose. because I don't want to offend none of my old heads. I'm going to sit back on this one, and I'm going to let J. Rose take over on this one. I'm not getting set up for this one.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
See, I'm not mad at the Euro cut as it relates to clothes or suits, but I can't act like I'm going to promote small shorts. I just can't be the guy that does that. You know, we came from an era where the shorts were down to the knees, Perk, and it was the satin ones that didn't even have holes in them. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't mad at Team USA. The uniforms look great, but I'll never promote smaller shorts.
Wait, you're right. And the funny thing is, I saw the jerseys before the show, and I was like, that's fire. And just as I was saying these are amazing, the clip of the small shorts came up, and I was like, whoops.
And they haven't even washed them yet.